Hello everybody and welcome to another video, and today we're going to be revisiting the band Rearmed. Now I have checked this band out about 3 or 4 times in the past. I think the last time I checked them out was about 2 years ago when I looked at a track called Mono Eyes. Mono Eyes? I think that's what it's called. I could be mistaken. Anyway, it's a band from Finland and I've quite enjoyed their music. And a little while ago they sent me a message asking me if I'd look at their newest track, which is what I'm going to do. So like I said, I've enjoyed their music, so I kind of know what to expect music-wise. We're looking at a track called Lost and Cast Off. As far as I understand, it is a lyric video. I do have lyrics here as well. So let's jump into it and see what we've got. But before we do that, if you could take a moment to like and subscribe if you haven't already, it really would help me out. It makes a big difference to my channel. As it is at the moment, not even 2% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed, and as a result my videos are sort of disappearing into the algorithm. They're not getting suggested to people, and that sort of perpetuates the more people not liking and subscribing sort of thing. So if you could like and subscribe, it would really help me out. But that being said, let's jump into this track and see what we've got. So, Lost and Cast Off by Rearmed. Let's have a look. Hmm. I'm not sure what to make of that, because the music was brilliantly performed. The music was fantastic. The vocals were well performed. The two do not fit together, in my opinion. I do not think the two parts fit together. You know, the actual lyrics themselves sound like they belong to a much slower piece of music. And the music itself, like I said, sounds really, really good, but it sounds like it belongs to a more brutal vocal style. A more fast-paced vocal style. I don't think this works. You know, I like Rearmed. Like I said, I've checked out some of the tracks before, got some of their albums, and I've always enjoyed the music. This track does not work for me. You know, this is just my personal opinion. You know, I'm no expert, you know, but for me, something about this track just doesn't work for me. And I believe it's the music and the lyrics. You know, whilst they both are good independently of each other, they don't really work together for me, you know. So, yeah, it's a bit of a hard one, this, because, you know, I like the band. I like their music. I like the meaning behind this song. The actual meaning of the song, I think, is fantastic. And I'm not sure it's... No, it is one we've covered before, but it's not one we've covered much. But yeah, you know, I like the band. I like what the song means. I just don't like the actual song itself. Excuse me. You know, and I've said this before. I said this. I can't remember when I said this. I said it a couple of videos ago. You know, I'm going to be honest about a piece of music. You know, even if it's like my absolute favourite band, if there's something about the song I don't like, I will say that fact. You know, because this is the reason why bands ask me to look at pieces of music. One, they want me to sort of show it to people who may not have already seen their music. But they also want a reaction to it. They want an honest opinion of it. You know, and a lot of reactors tend to give these massive overreactions. Like they'll hear a dirty bass drop. Like, you know, there was a bit of sexy bass towards the end of this track. You know, they'll hear this and they'll go, "Oh my god!" You know, but that's not the way I do reactions. You know, I do my reactions honestly. I'm not going to overreact. I'm not going to like make a big grand spectacle out of something. You know, if I enjoy something, I'll say it, you know, and I will hopefully give an appropriate reaction to it. You know, I'm not going to try and appease the people that have asked me to do this. You know, I'm not getting anything from this. You know, they're sending me a piece of music saying, "Would you mind having a look at it?" And I'll yes. You know, they're not paying me to look at their piece of music. They're not bribing me for my opinion. You know, they're not saying, you know, if you say something nice, we'll slip you 10 quid and maybe give you a copy of the album. You know, they don't do this. This is not what happens. They send me an email with a link to the video and go, "We've released a new song. Would you have a look at it? Or we would like to see a reaction video to this song." So they want an opinion on the song. They want a reaction. They want an honest opinion. And that's what I'm going to give. You know, even if I really like the band, I'm not going to sit there and try and crawl up their arse by saying it's the best piece of music I've heard all month. You know, I'm not going to do that. If there's something wrong with a piece of music, I will say so. But again, this is only my personal opinion. You know, there might be people out there who absolutely love this track, and that's fine. You know, they've probably asked other reactors out there to have a look at this piece of music, you know, and other reactors might have gone, "Yeah, this is a great piece of music." But for me, personally, I don't think it works. So, there you go. But the actual meaning of the song, like I said, I like the meaning behind it, because it seems to be talking about the fact that our Earth is fucked, you know, throughout the video. And I hate to say it, but the video, oh my god, who did that? You know, this is like Lawnmower Man graphics. It's like late PlayStation 1 graphics. They were just terrible. You know, CG graphics has come to the point of almost photorealism. And that was the video that we got. I mean, in all fairness, it might have been a member of the band doing it themselves. They might not be, you know, fully well versed on how to do it. You know, it might have been an apprentice. It might be someone just learning, which is fair enough. But my God, it was bad. You know, I don't like to shit on people like that, but that video was really quite bad. You know, and even the green screen and compositing was really bad. You know, it was very bad. You know, but we're not here to talk about the actual video. We're talking about the song. Like I said, you know, throughout the video, there was this guy in a shuttle who apparently had other people kept in suspended animation looking for an inhabitable planet. Don't know why I struggled with that. You know, so he's searching for an inhabitable planet. He's flying around, you know, it's going not inhabitable, and right at the very end they find one. Kind of like the story of WALL-E, which is a great film, by the way. But anyway, you know, they're searching for a planet to inhabit because our planet is fucked. And, you know, it's saying, you know, looking for a new world, looking for somewhere else that we can colonise, you know, and call home so that our species can continue to thrive. And we'll probably end up ruining that planet eventually anyway. So the lyrics go, searching direction, aimless and afraid, walk on a narrow path, lost cause, useless to say. Sightless eyepiece guiding us through the maze, will this crooked path ever cease to end? Now that line there, ever cease to end, doesn't make sense. But like I said, this band is from Finland, so English is not their first language, so we let them off with that. So it's saying here, searching directionless, aimless and afraid, walking a narrow path, lost course, useless to say. So they've got no idea where to look, you know, this group of explorers who are trying to find us a new planet to colonise. You know, sightless eyepiece guiding us through the maze. There's this pilot who's just flying them, you know, willy-nilly through space. You've got no specific direction to look into, which really is not that clever, because you would have thought if they had a big sort of ship and it was that far in the future, they'd have advanced scanners to scan planets to see if they were inhabitable and then send out a little ship to check it out. But apparently not. But anyway, you know, for the purposes of the song, you know, guiding us through the maze, you know, we've got no direction to head in. We have no idea where we're going. We're lost, directionless, you know, we don't know where to turn. You know, I think it's just an overall sort of metaphor, not a literal one, you know, saying at the moment we're in a situation where our planet is on the brink of destruction and we have nowhere else to turn. We don't know what to do with ourselves. You know, we've got nowhere else to go and live. We've got no other planets to, you know, inhabit at the moment, you know, so we are pretty much flying blind, as is suggested the pilot here is. You know, and will this crooked path ever cease to end? You know, it's a winding path, you know, it's leading us in all sorts of directions. Will this ever come to an end where we actually find what we're looking for? To the edge of the world and beyond, light years away from home, far away, where the first stars were born, dawn of time, we've travelled through the time in search of hope. So, to the edge of the world and beyond, so, you know, leaving our current planet and into the infinity of space, you know, looking for something. Light years away from home, far away, so they've travelled a very long way from Earth in search of another hospitable planet. Where the first stars were born, dawn of time. So they've travelled so far, they've pretty much, you know, it's suggesting that at the edge of the universe, you know, to the outer expanses of the universe where it first developed from that initial explosion of the Big Bang, as it were, you know, and it says the universe is ever expanding. So they've gone so far that they're like at the oldest part of the universe now. They've looked that far. We've travelled through time in search of hope. So, you know, they've gone through like wormholes, probably, you know, the travel to the very far reaches of the universe to where it all began, in the hope of finding somewhere for us to live. Escape from Eden when heaven turned to hell, there's no return, story no one would tell. Farewell promised land, no turning back, no more final callings before the end. So escape from Eden, Earth, you know, where heaven turned to hell, because if one is to believe the Bible, why anyone would, I don't know, because, you know, we're not getting into that. But anyway, you know, escape from Eden when heaven turned to hell. You know, the Earth was created as or supposedly created as a utopia for mankind. You know, this was supposed to be the perfect place for us to live, and we've fucking ruined it. You know, we've polluted the air with fossil fuels and shit like that. You know, we're dumping garbage that doesn't degrade, you know, like plastics into the oceans, which is killing off the wildlife there. You know, these lazy, disgusting people who just throw their garbage out of car windows and shit like that, you know, again, killing more of the wildlife. We're not treating the planet as well as we should, you know. And, you know, heaven turned into hell, this perfect place that was created for us as a, you know, as a utopia, this perfect, amazing world, we've destroyed. We've turned something perfect into something disgusting, rotting and decaying. You know, heaven turned to hell. And there's no return, story no one would tell. So there's no going back. You know, we can't go back to the way things used to be. And it's not a story you'd want to tell anybody. It's like, we had this wonderful, wonderful thing and we fucked it, and here's how. You know, you don't want to tell that story. The fact that you managed to take something beautiful and destroy it. Farewell promised land, you know, pretty much speaks for itself. You know, we're saying goodbye to what was supposed to be the perfect place for us to live. There's no turning back. You know, it is what it is. We fucked the planet. And then it goes back into that chorus. To the edge of the world and beyond, light years away from home, far away, where the first stars were born, dawn of time, we've travelled through time in search of hope. Sooner or later, disasters such as an asteroid collision or nuclear war could wipe us all out. But once we spread out into space and establish independent colonies, our future could be safe. That's essentially what the song is about. That the whole song encompassed in those 6 lines. You know, sooner or later, you know, nuclear war or a asteroid collision is going to wipe us out. You know, the planet's either going to be destroyed by a natural phenomenon, or we're going to do it ourselves. You know, and the way we're going is probably the latter. You know, because we are not doing anything to look after the planet. You know, so many times we've been on the very, very brink of war, even in very recent times. You know, only a few years ago, people were talking about the likelihood of World War III when certain people who were in power decided to do some really stupid things. You know, so if we carry on the way we're going, we are going to destroy this planet ourselves. And if that doesn't happen, sooner or later, a natural phenomenon such as a asteroid collision could destroy us, you know. But if we can find another hospitable planet out there in the vast universe, you know, our species could possibly live on, although chances are we will ruin that planet once we inhabit it as well. You know, so once we spread out into space and establish independent colonies, our future should be safe. It doesn't say will be, it says should be. There's a distinct possibility it could go wrong. Narrow spectrum of light, the limits of human mind. We only see what we want to fear. We only fear what we want to hear. Now, those last 2 lines are quite interesting to me because it does have a certain ring of truth to it. You know, everybody seems to want to see the bad in everything. You know, somebody could do one of the most wonderful things you could possibly imagine. They could do one of the nicest, kindest, most generous things possible. And, you know, people will go, oh, that's nice, that's nice. But if they do something bad, one thing bad, that's what they'll be remembered for. Everybody go, what a vile, disgusting human being. How cruel, how evil is this person. You know, they'll forget that just like a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago, they did one of the most amazing things you could possibly imagine. People only want to see the bad in people. You know, someone could slip up and make one small mistake, and that's what that people will focus on. They'll forget everything in the past. They'll forget everything good that this person's done. That one evil action is what they'll think of. You know, and that's exactly what they're saying here. We only see what we want to fear. We only want to see the bad. And again, we only fear what we want to hear. Again, you know, we don't want to hear the truth. You know, people don't want to hear the truth. You know, you could tell them that somebody is a horrible, evil, corrupt person, but they don't want to hear it. They want to hear what they want to hear. They want to hear the person that they don't like is evil. They don't want to hear the truth of things. They only want to hear the evil of things, as long as it doesn't interrupt what their own thought process is. You know, people are just looking for the bad in things at the moment, and it's a sad state of affairs. You know, if people would actually look at things, if people would actually listen to reason, if people would actually look at people with an unbiased opinion, things would go a lot better. You know, and I said this again in a video not so long ago. You know, people don't want to hear the fact that what they love is destroying the planet. You know, like these people who for some reason think that driving a massive, great big 4x4 Jeep in a city is a good idea. You know, you have no need of a big all-terrain vehicle in a city. You know, you're not driving over sand dunes, you're not driving over rough, craggy, you know, shale-strewn land. You know, you're driving on flat, paved roads. You do not need a 4x4 vehicle. And chances are it is probably a diesel as well, and you're probably going, yeah, no one's taking my diesel away from me because it gives me more power. You know, they don't want to know that the thing that they love is destroying the planet. They want to blame everything else. You know, these are the people that are getting angry at people who want to save the planet. What is wrong with you? I want to make the planet safer for everyone. I want to make it cleaner for everyone, so people might actually have a longer lifespan, so they're not breathing in poisonous fumes. I want to make it a much nicer place to live. How is that a bad thing? Why are you mad at people who want to help you to live longer, give you a better quality of life and a better place to live? Why are you angry at these people? What is wrong with you? You know, no one's taking my petrol car away from me. I'll never drive an electric vehicle. Electric vehicles are bad. You know, and there are these people, you know, like they'll show a video of a wind turbine that's burst into flames. You know, wind power is clean energy. Wind turbines can fail. Yes. It costs about £34,000 to repair a wind turbine. Right? And that will take a few months. Yes? Fine. An oil spill will cost in excess of 80 million. And not only will that kill millions of creatures on the planet, it's almost impossible to fully clean up, and it could take years to clean up. So which is the worst of the two? It's the oil spill, yes. wind turbines can fail. Yes, they will possibly, or they will put out smoke into the atmosphere, but it's not going to cause nearly as much harm as an oil spill. Yet people are still insistent that oil, nuclear power, coal is the way to go, and it's not. And again, these are the people that are angry at the people trying to keep the planet clean. And this is exactly what this is saying. You know, you only hear what you want to hear. You only see what you want to see. You don't want to see the truth of the fact that you are wrong. You don't want to see the truth of the fact that what you're doing is destroying the planet. And if you carry on destroying the planet, we're going to have to go to Mars, or we're going to have to search we're going to have to search space for somewhere else to live if we want our species to live on. You know, because all these people that are insistent on driving their massive diesel-powered, gas-guzzling monstrosities, you know, what about your grandkids? You don't care about what the planet's going to be like for them. You know, after you die, they still have to live on this planet, and if you carry on the way you are, that planet is going to be so fucked up, that kid probably won't live past their 30th birthday. You know. Anyway, bit of a rant there. My apology. So yeah, it carries on. Far away from now, all we hold so dear, torn to shreds and flushed down. Far away from home, afar and alone, lost and cast off, torn to shreds and flushed down. So, all we hold so dear, torn to shreds and flushed down. You know, everything that we hold dear, you know, everything on this planet that we've grown to love. You know, I love the view from where I live. You know, I can see a river, I can see mountains out of my window. You know, there is a river not far behind my house, and there's like mountains in the distance. It is a beautiful view, but if we carry on treating the planet the way we are, I'm not going to be able to see that anymore. You know, that's all going to get destroyed. You know, everything we love is on this planet. You know, if we have to inhabit another planet, we're not going to have cows for you to eat your meat. You know, we're not going to have all these wonderful crops and vegetables that, you know, we love and hold so dear on this planet. You know, we're not going to have anything that we like that makes our life good on another planet. They might have alternatives, sure, but given the way people are so resistant to change, Lord knows what will happen. And it said, you know, torn to shreds and flushed down. So it's like we're just ripping the world apart and flushing it down the toilet. We're treating it like crap. So, like I said, I like what this video is saying. I like what this video means. I like what the song means. I just don't like the song itself. Like I said, independently of each other, the lyrics and the vocals, the performance is great. The music, very well performed, it's great. Put them together, doesn't work. You know, like I say, I've checked the band out a few times. I've liked the tracks that I've heard before. This one is not good. Not good. But, you know, like I said, I will give an honest opinion on a piece of music. And, yeah, unfortunately, a rare miss for this band, in my opinion, my personal opinion. But I don't know what else I can say on that, so I'll leave that as it is. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please consider giving a like and a subscribe if you haven't already, because it really, really would help the channel out. You know, as it is, not even 2% of people watching my videos are actually subscribed, and that's a little disheartening, because I've been doing this for about 6 years, and, you know, I do like to think I'm doing something different to a lot of other reactors, you know, but maybe you're not into that, I don't know. But, you know, a like and subscribe really would make a big difference to me. You know, it doesn't cost you anything, and it takes a fraction of a second, and it would make a big difference. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you all very, very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.